Hi, everyone. I wanted to come to you to talk to you about a movie that's out, and it's called Amsterdam. And I really, really wanted to see it because I like John David Washington. Washington. I like most of his movies that he's been in. And I also enjoy Christian Bale. I find both of them to be extremely entertaining. And I'm going to say that this is loosely based on facts, but it's not 100% accurate. And they pretty much say that, which I enjoy when they start off by saying most of this is true. So they want you to realize that all of this is not accurate. And I think that that's an important distinction. No shade to something else. But anyway, I think that, and also, is it Al? No, it's not Al Pacino. It's Robert De Niro is in this too. And I'm going to say that first of all, it has a lot of star power within it because Zoe is in it too. And it's loosely about uh the 369 regime. Let's look that up. The 369 regime in yeah, well, okay, there we go. It pops right up in World War I. And it is based off and during World War I, and it was the regime that was pretty much black. And they called themselves the Harlem Hellfighters. And you could read a book. They actually have a book called Harlem Hellfighters by Max Brooks. Anyway, this regime was during World War I. They had a white guy who was over. Chris Rock was in it. Chris Rock was good in the movie too. And they during World War I, because the other parts of the military, you got to remember this is Woodrow Wilson, President Woodrow Wilson, that even though they allowed them to participate in the military, and when I was a kid, they always talk about how it began to integrate. Woodrow Wilson integrated the military, right? Oh yeah, did he? Well, he also didn't let Black folks wear a U.S. military apparel when they were fighting. They had to wear French. And so it dealt with that topic. There is there is a background where, I mean, is a part of the story. And I like how it tries to demonstrate that how race is part of this story. It's not the primary focus of the story, but that's how us as Black folks live, is that race is a component of our story. It is not the complete story. And you have Christian Bale, who plays a he's half Jew, half Jewish male, and his wife's family is extremely prejudiced. And they do not like the fact that he, first of all, his wife's family wants him to go fight in the military. Clearly, they want him dead. Unfortunately, he lives for them. And he comes back and he returns and he wants to help people who also fought in the military. And it happens that he tends to fight because he fought with his brigade was with the 369th Infantry. And so therefore, he's like, he helps services a lot of Black men. And that also creates a problem for his wife's family. They don't really want him to help a bunch of Black men. And he's like, I am. So here we are. And so he's they're not together mostly. And so there's an and so there's been they're exploring. It just so happened that they were one of the generals that um, was in the military with them, and they all respect, is someone. He wasn't prejudiced, he wasn't racist to this infantry, so he decides, and he was killed, and people felt that it was not a murder, but his daughter was like, yes it is. And so she asked for this guy who have John Washington's character, who went to Columbia Law School, and who works hand in hand with Christian Bale's character, who is a doctor. And they are in practice together. You get a lawyer and a doctor working side by side, which is fascinating. I didn't think that would happen, but to each his own. And when I tell you that, and it deals with the early aspects of Nazism that was taking hold in America, and it helped kind of build you towards how we eventually get to Mussolini and Hitler having this, notion of taking over and controlling the world, and how they were looking towards kind of doing that same type of, suspending an election. Sound familiar? In the United States, in order to have a dictator, to try to push out Franklin Roosevelt from office. And the military is all for democracy. It's kind of funny how people, I do, side note, it is really fascinating how different parts of America's history, that there are people who absolutely believe that military servicemen are anti-democracy. And I find that to be the strangest concept, because why would why would our military servicemen and women be anti-democracy? I mean, that's the whole premise of them fighting, is for a democracy. And so it's always fascinating. I mean, and historically, you always go towards the military, because the military if any man controls the military, then they are more likely to have a coup and overthrow the government. I get the reasoning behind it. But what I don't get is why people think that would work in America. That is the thing that I'm stuck on. Anywho, it has yet to work in America. I don't see it ever really working in America, but things can possibly, I still don't think, I'm going to believe that, because there's been so many different attempts, even under, Donald Trump's attempt, believing that the military would prefer him as a person more so than maintaining government, maintaining the sense of democracy. And he proves himself wrong, is because they are much military, especially military leaders, are still at the top of observing democracy more so than politics. I mean, preserving a democracy should supersede politics. Anywho, it's a fascinating movie. And I really want to say that Christian Bale is a tremendous actor. Like, I'm beginning to like him as my top 5. And I say this because he really transforms himself into different characters. If you go down his resume in Ford versus Ferrari, totally different guy. You go down and look at him in let's look up his, since I'm still here. I mean, I know that he was in, and I'm not a big fan of the Thor movie. I don't dislike it, but he was in Thor, and he was a completely different character. Think of Christian Bale as Batman, completely unique, right? Think of him in, let's see, what is his IDM? What else was he in? I mean, there is a scene where he's holding one eye, even if it's like a glass, a process. If he has something that's covering his real eye, that may be possible. I'm not sure what happened, but he is able to hold one eye, both eyes are open, hold one eye and move the other. Like, what the heck? I mean, maybe I'm sure that there's a glass, there's something that's covering that's glass that looks like his eye, and then maybe he's moving it. I mean, the man is completely unique of an actor, and he is just such a transformative person. He played Vice with Dick Cheney. I didn't even realize that that was him at first. So good. Oh, I didn't know he was in Bagheera in Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle. That was so good. That was really good. He was in, oh, I loved him in The Big Short. That was a good movie. Okay, we're going to forgive him being Moses in Exodus. That was not a good look, Christian Bale. Not a good look, Christian Bale. I know we need a job, but no, no, no. You should have passed on that one. I don't know. I mean, he's really becoming just a legend. Um, I mean, I did see, oh, he played Jesus Nazareth. That's another one. Not a good look. Not a good look. He shouldn't have played Jesus of Nazareth. Anywho, oh, I didn't know he played in Pocahontas. He was Thomas's voice. He was Laurie in Little Women in 1994. That was him. I didn't even notice that was him. I love Laurie. I really like Laurie. I'm just still mad that Laurie married Joe. Anywho, okay, that's not my business. I mean, we're getting off topic, but the point is, Christian Bale is such a transformative actor, and I really, really appreciate him. Michael Myers, I mean, Michael, yeah, isn't it Michael Myers? I think it's Michael Myers was in this movie too. I'm not sure. I mean, there was a lot of people in the movie with me when I saw Amsterdam this weekend, or I saw it on Friday. But I'm not sure how well the movie's going to do, but I'm intrigued to see how well the movie will actually do. And with that being said, I bid you adieu. Go check it out. Amsterdam, it's out. If you don't really want to go to the movies, I'd give it a couple weeks. It's probably going to be on Amazon Prime, because now things are going to Amazon Prime in such a quickness that, I don't even know why you go to a movie too much, but that's neither here nor there. I know they want you to go to the movies. So go see Amsterdam. It's absolutely worth it. It's mesmerizing. It's charming. It has dry humor. It's very entertaining. Go see it.